Indian Armed Forces, looking for the security of the airbase and the airspace, rather Indian airspace, and Navy is a third branch of Indian Armed Forces, which is uh, basically looking to secure the maritime borders. Then we have gone through the missions of these, and in between, the army is commanded by Chief of Army Staff, whose rank is General, which is 4-star. Then Air Force is commanded by the Chief of Air Chief Marshal, or which is again a 4-star rank, and Navy is commanded by the Chief of Naval Staff, whose rank is the Admiral, and again it is the 4-star rank. So you can consider now the General is equivalent to Admiral is equivalent to the Air Chief Marshal, right? So these are the 4-star ranks, and basically or hierarchically, right? These are the commanding ranks of the corresponding armed forces. Then we have also seen that there are different missions of army, right? As like the Air Force and the Navy. So some of them we have considered, right? Then we have also got introduced with some of the operations, such as Operation Meghdut, Operation Cactus, right? Operation Vijay, Operation Blue Star, some of these, right? So in latter one of the sessions, you will be coming across in detail about most of these operations, right? Here it was only to explore you through different kinds of application. That was the purpose, right? So it is there. Then we decided to go through the structure of armed forces, and there can be two ways which we can understand the structure of armed forces. So first we can consider the commands, and second we can consider is the ranks. So we have considered the ranks. Again, the ranks ranks are ranks can be divided into two different parts called commissioned ranks and non-commissioned ranks. So we have considered for army here the ranks which are called commissioned ranks, and which starts from, whenever I say it starts from, so it is always from the lieutenant. So first is lieutenant, second is captain, third is major, fourth is lieutenant colonel, fifth is colonel, sixth is brigadier. From brigadier onwards, the star rank gets start. Right? So general is the brigadier is a 1-star rank. After brigadier, there is major general, which is 2-star rank. Hopefully now you got understood the second last and the last two. So second last is major general, which is a 2-star. The second last is now lieutenant general, which is a 3-star, and obviously the last rank in this hierarchy is general, which is a 4-star. Fine. Now, after this general, currently we do have one more position, which is called CDS, right? The Chief of Defense Staff. Right. Then No, no. Okay, the question was that for lieutenant there is star or not. So what I mean star, that is the honor apart from your actual what I can say rank. So see, in lieutenant you will be having 2 stars, right, on each shoulder. For captain you will be having the see again these stars are having 5 different notches, right? And then no, what has happened? There was a movement of mobile, so for a little bit time, whenever it will have some moment, you can see there may be possibility that you will have a blurred screen, but I am sure that it get resolved, right, within some moments. Fine. So I said that rank uh, the rank for for lieutenant will be having 2 stars. I will be showing you their pictures, right? What exactly they are. Fine. So prior to showing you picture, I wanted you to have so many questions in your mind, right? So that while answering these questions, you get thorough info about these ranks, right? Still, I will tell you orally. So, captain will be having 2 star. Sorry, lieutenant will be having 2 stars, right, on each of the shoulder. Captain will be having 3 stars. Major will be having a single emblem, right? Lieutenant colonel will be having a emblem, one emblem and one star. Colonel will be having one emblem and 2 stars. Brigadier will be having one emblem and 3 stars on each of the shoulder. Then Major General will be having a star and the sword and baton. And then Lieutenant General will have a emblem and baton and the sword. They are crossed, right, on each of the shoulder. And General will be having, I think, emblem and star and along with the sword and baton, right? So these are the actual ranks which we can call. So whenever I say here onward brigadier to general, they are kept as 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star. That is nothing but the honor, as we do know a concept of about hotels, right? So everyone is or everything is or the every hotel is generally called hotel. Still, we do categorize them into 2 star, 3 star, 5 star kind of thing, right? So it is that status. Rather, we can say it is honor, right? Nothing specially changes. Right? Only thing is that they can have the stars, right, put on their collar, right? Nothing else. I think colonel and lieutenant colonel also put something on collar. It is not a star. There is the it's called, I think, a kind of again it is the honorary what I can say, the honor, right, which will be put on the collar. Fine. So this is about the ranks and the status. Fine. So I was talking about in these days there is one more rank or above the general. You will be having a personality called CDS, that is the Chief of Defense Staff. So that Chief of Defense Staff will be heading, in fact, all the three armed forces. So now all the three armed forces are tied to the CDS. Fine. So it is the Sorry for the inconvenience. So, uh, CDS, right? So, which was very recently created. Now, if you consider uh, the creation of this particular rank, right? And CDS is coming under the Ministry of Defense, right? Rather, it is a department. CDS is heading a department, one department which is under uh, Ministry of Defense, and to this department, all these three armed forces are tied. Fine. So in 1965 only, first time it was suggested to have the CDS, but the then supremos of each of the armed forces or some of the armed forces denied it because they never wanted to uh, to uh, so so they denied it to have because they thought that they will be having the cutting or the shortening of their uh, duties, or we can say the rights, not duty, the rights, right? So therefore they have uh, denied it. Fine. So captain does we have the security or the people of three armed forces? No, I couldn't get this question. So what I understood from this question, whenever you become the lieutenant or captain, then do you get the security by the uh, other, let's say, people? So if your question is like this, then answer is no, it is not, right? If something else you want to ask, so make me clear so that I may answer it appropriately. Fine. So this was about CDS. And apart from this, there is a greatest honorary or the ceremonial rank in each of the armed forces. As far as army is concerned, there is a rank which is called field marshal. So this field marshal rank is a five-star rank, which is only for ceremonies, right? And it never retires. Until now, we have seen two field marshals. First one is Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw, who got conferred with this highest honor in 1973, and second is Field Marshal K.M. Kariyappa, who got conferred this honor in 1986. Right. So this is the thing. Now, see, when do you get the Field Marshal? That is again very important thing. I think someone must have asked this question. So, what exactly difference between the general and field marshal, or when the field marshal rank will be conferred, right? So this could be the question. So let's answer. See, whenever you are, or the person is general, and at that time, if he goes to the battlefield, right? So while commanding the complete army or one of the armed forces, if you yourself enter into the battlefield, that means now you are eligible to be conferred with the highest honor or the ceremonial rank, right? This could be the thing. So army soldier as our security when we go anywhere, when we become lieutenant or captain, no. Now see, this will be not for these things, right? Somewhere I think after brigadier, you get uh, that sort of so-called security. Fine. But always, whenever you become lieutenant or captain, there is always uh, some other soldier which is associated with you for your day-to-day tasks, right? So for that purpose, you will be getting it, right? But as a security, it is no. Fine. So whenever the commander of the armed forces he enters into the battlefield, then he is eligible for this highest honor. But it is not only the case that you just while you are at the position of general and you enter into battlefield and you become field marshal. It is not only that simple, but the first criteria is this one, and after that your performance will be definitely evaluated, right? How you performed in that particular case, right? So I think Gosavi wished to ask what is lieutenant, right? What I got from your question, right? After Colonel, I think no. So no selection best depending on the writing exams, right? So, but after Colonel only the selection starts, actual selection starts, right? So no promotion as like the years goes past on and you will become the brigadier or the major general or the lieutenant general and general. No, right? So I may call it as uh, actually a selection. Fine. So that could be the thing. So I think Gosavi had asked about lieutenant. So see, basically what you understand, or you should understand from this. So it is a commissioned rank. It is the starting most rank of the commissioned officers or the commissioned ranks. And see, all these ranks are equivalent to class 1. Fine. So basically these are that. And uh, you will be the facing, or you will be the first, you will get face with the battle, or you will be the first person to face the battle or the battlefield or the enemy whenever you are lieutenant, right? So that is the case. And obviously, yes, I got the question, I will. So later on it moves on. Fine. Okay, there are now some questions. So first I will answer the question. I think there was the thing. Okay, so one of the questions is what is difference between the commissioned and non-commissioned ranks, right? So I will answer this later on, but in detail. But just to know it, or to make you introduce with this. See, commission is officer, right? Non-commission is not a officer. Fine. And there are some changes in the ranks as well, right? There are some changes in payments as well. There are some changes or the changes in the tenure, right? So non-commissioned officer hardly get a service around 24 or at the most 30 years, right? But the commission officer will always work, I think, till 58 or 60, right? But in non-commissioned officers, it never happens, right? So if you enter into JD is the junior division, which is called as the soldier, right? Or we can consider in another language the sepoy. So you will be serving initially only for 16 years, right? So that much is the highest service. After 16 years, you have to retire. But if you become lieutenant, the case is not that, right? So until the year of retirement, I think 58 and 60, mostly 60, right? So till the 60, you will get serve in the armed forces. So that is difference between the commissioned and non-commissioned, right? So non and commissioned. So this is the difference between these two, right? I think another question was the yes, that's what I said, soldier. So even today, after passing 10, you can enter, right? But that will be only for 16 years, and you will be put as Sipai. You will be getting rank, no doubt. Uh, you can start by Sipai. You can become Lance Corporal. You can become Corporal. You can become Havaldar. You can become Subedar, Naib Subedar. You can become Subedar, and you can become Subedar Major. And while or in the tenure of Subedar Major, if you have exemplary work or exemplary function, then you will be directly put into the captain, right? So that is called honorary captain, right? You will become the captain, no doubt. Fine. So there are much more cases. So highest rank of non-commissioned officers is Subedar Major, right? So that is the case, and you may get a chance to become the captain, right, after Subedar Major, fine, where you have to have a exemplary functioning, fine. Okay, so let's move towards another question. So non-commissioned officers are rewarded with gallantry awards. No, not only yes, yes. As like the commission officers, also non-commissioned officers uh, are get rewarded with the gallantry awards. For example, Yogendra Singh Yadav, who is alive, right, who fought for 1999's Kargil War, and who got awarded with the Paramveer Chakra. So if you want to see his interviews, you can just put on the YouTube. So you will see the uh, Yogendra Singh Yadav, right? So in these days, he is attending much more functions at the schools, right? So uh, that is the thing. Fine. So no, about Lakshya, it is a part of thing, right? So that was just picking of a point. If you want to actually know it, then you should go through the LOC Kargil. So LOC Kargil will tell you about these things, right? So there are commissioned as well non-commissioned officers, right? If you see that movie carefully, then you will be always coming across it, right? So yes, there was one more question. So we get promoted up to colonel and then selections for promotion. Uh, Now see, don't get confused here that you will be selected, right? So obviously, as time passes, you have to be uh, okay. Just one more question, I think related. How they get selected under further from colonel? Okay, so these are the two questions. So now see, in this case, don't get confused with the selection uh, after the colonel. So promotion is continuous, right? But what I said, not only by passing the years you will get promoted, and so you are always due to the promotion. Keep in mind, fine. So I will tell you one more thing. See, uh, Sam Manekshaw, when he was the brigadier, right? So he was supposed to become the lieutenant major general, right? And when he was major general, he was supposed to become the lieutenant general. So he was delayed his promotions, rather by the government, I can say, right? His promotions were delayed. But Sam's wife was always telling him, Sam, don't worry, one day you will be definitely uh, becoming the general of Indian Army, right? I know the day is going to come in. And Sam was just making a cute smile uh, and keeping that subject aside. But Sam was seriously thinking about it, that why is his promotions are being delayed. So The reason is that Sam was too young. I mean, Sam has enough time to have that particular ranks, right? So, equivalent to Sam's performance or little bit greater, right? So, who is deserving to be placed on these ranks uh, get first chance. So this kind of seniority is always there. Fine. So, but always keep in mind that your performance is very crucial part in the selections. Fine. So what I mean selection, that means not only passing the years you will get promoted. No, the case may be happening from major to lieutenant colonel to colonel, right? So even yes, he becomes commission officer. That's case, right? So in this case, the selection should not get confused with the promotion. Fine. So I think there was one more question in between. Which rank has only one star on each shoulder? If you are only saying about the star, right, then not only star is coming in these days. Earlier that was coming, right, and which was called the sub lieutenant. So when we do have a British army, so at that time that rank was exist, but now it is not. Fine. But if you ask something along with the star, if there is a ribbon and star, so it becomes the naib subedar. If there is a star and the baton and the uh, sword, then it is the major general, right? So that you have to see, right? How many years it will take to become colonel? See, by from lieutenant to captain, you may take 2 to 3 years. Right? It depends on where you are placed. Suppose you are placed in the battlefield and the war is going on, and you have just entered. So you may be made the acting captain, right? So that would be the case. Now, if I uh, consider the years, then probably you will be having no, sword is not given. I think it is a baton, or it can say it is a cane. Fine. So usually there will be the at least there is need of 16 years service to become the okay. I think see for retirement for each of the armed forces year is the same, right? The retiring year is same. Fine. So it depends on, as I said, for the commissioned officers and non-commissioned officers. The rules are same for each of the armed forces. You can have exceptions to some of the people, right? That would be different case. But again, in my opinion, it is not more than 2 years, right? Again, it will depending on the situation, whether the what I can say, the battle is going on, or the exceptional performance is of that particular personality, and there is the requirement for near future. So, and that will never be for a complete 2 years in a packet, right? So it will be initially 6 months, then 6 months, likewise only, right? So this could be the case. Fine. So this is all about the uh, what I can say, the ranks of the army, right? Now let's go towards the next uh, armed force called the Indian Air Force. So in this case, I will write the first is again the ceremonial rank equivalent to the field marshal. Right. So here I can have the rank called Marshal of Air Force. Marshal of Air Force. Right. So again, it is a 5-star rank, right? Ceremonial rank, right? Or we can say the highest ceremony, right, in the Air Force, and it is again never retiring. Never retiring. So till now, is there anyone who has conferred with this particular rank? So yes, it is, right. So Marshal of Air Force, right, whose name is Marshal of Air Force Arjun Singh, right. So Arjun Singh is the only person, the he was the only Air Chief Marshal, right, who got this highest ceremonial rank, right? That is Marshal of Air Force. So equivalent to Field Marshal, there is Marshal of Air
Please
Force.
rejoin all. Please rejoin all. We have less than 1 minute time. Please rejoin all.